1. Canned salmon and tuna. I know what you're thinking. Fish in a can. It seems like something your grandma might have served with saltines. But listen to me. Safe Catch Elite Wild Tuna is a brand that changes the game. It has the lowest mercury level of any brand on the market. It's actually safer for youngsters and pregnant women than most other fresh fish. That's crazy. And prices for fresh seafood are going through the roof because of transportation and gasoline costs. What about canned fish? Still at a fair price and sitting quietly on the shelves. Tip: buy 20 to 30 cans at a time. There are 25 grams of protein in each can, which is like having a backup steak meal in your cupboard. And it doesn't go bad. Also, it has a lot of omega-3s, which are good for your heart, brain, and joints. You will love this choice in the future. 2. Lentils and dried beans. It might sound insane, but you might live for years on just a little bit of beans every day, especially if you eat them with other staples like rice. I'm not saying you should go caveman mode, but beans have kept whole civilizations alive. And the best part? They're still really cheap. A 5-pound bag costs less than a lunch from a drive-thru right now. Yet it has enough protein to replace 20 chicken breasts. You can do anything with them. Chili soups, salads, even vegetarian burgers. Janet, my neighbor, she believes her handmade black bean patties are superior than the frozen ones that cost a lot of money. And she might be saving 75% on her protein costs. 3. Peanut butter. This one really touches home. Peanut butter saved me when I was in college and broke, like when I had to crawl through couch cushions to get lunch money. For weeks, all I ate were peanut butter sandwiches. But you know what? I was probably eating better than those who spent $40 on takeout. Peanut butter is full of protein, healthy fats, and other important nutrients. But don't eat junk food that is full of sugar. You want the sort that only has peanuts and salt in it. Sure, it costs more at first, but it lasts longer and makes your body happy. Buy the huge tubs from warehouse stores to save money. They are much less per serving than beef. And here's the best part. Only 2 teaspoons can keep you full for hours. It's like having food security in a jar. 4. Eggs, I understand. Eggs are already pricey. So why stock up? Because the price is going to go up even more. Experts are predicting that eggs might cost $10 to $12 per dozen by the end of the year because of the growing avian flu problem. This is what smart people are doing right now. When they're on sale, buy them. Break them and beat them. Put them in ice cube trays or freezer bags and freeze them. Yes, it works. 1 cube of ice equals 1 egg. Great for breakfast or baking. Egg costs have gone up 165% in the last few years. That's a better return than most investments, and you'll actually use this food. 5. Chicken and beef in cans. Meat should be the only sort of food you stock for an emergency. Why? Meat supplies your body roughly 90% of the nutrients it needs to stay alive. Canned meat is your safety net when fresh meat is too expensive or not accessible. Ground beef is now $9 a pound, but canned chicken is still a good price. One can give you the same amount of protein as half a chicken breast, costs less, and lasts for years. You can make a salad with chicken, put it in pasta, put it in soups or wraps. You can even make quesadillas. And what about my wife? She likes canned chicken for chicken salad better because it's already shredded and seasoned. More convenience, less mess. 6. Powdered protein. You might be surprised to learn that protein powder isn't just for guys who work out anymore. If you run out of food, One container can literally replace dozens of meals. And it doesn't take up much room. A tub that weighs 5 pounds? You can fit that next to your cereal, and it's enough protein to replace 40 chicken breasts. Bob, my 75-year-old neighbor, started using it after his doctor told him he wasn't getting enough protein. He now puts a scoop in his smoothie every morning and says he feels 10 years younger. Oh, and he's saving $50 a week on food. 7. Nuts of different kinds. Peanuts, almonds, pistachios, walnuts, and other nuts aren't only good for you, they're also very good for you. They have a lot of protein, healthy fats, and minerals that your body needs. But the thing that makes them so valuable is how many calories they have. They fill you up for hours. People in the past utilized them as food for a reason. Buy in bulk to save money. If you buy them in little bags, they would cost $40 to $50. They taste excellent, last for months, and are much better for you than chips or cookies. I can't believe my kids like them better now. 8. Milk in powder form. Yes, powdered milk is a game changer. You can drink it directly, use it in coffee, or bake with it. It lasts for up to 2 years. 9. Milk in powder form. Do you want fresh milk these days? How much is it? $4 or $5 a gallon, and it goes bad in a week or two. But what about powdered milk? It costs about $8 and makes 6 full liters. And here's the magic. If you keep it in the right place, it never goes bad. That's not only saving money, it's about making sure your pantry is safe for the future. And listen to this. Powdered milk can be used for more than simply coffee. You can use it to make yogurt, bake, and even cheese at home if you're feeling brave. My grandma used to make the fluffiest pancakes with powdered milk. And to be honest, they tasted better than anything I've prepared with fresh milk. Bonus tip. Get rid of those coffee creamers that are full of chemicals. Powdered milk tastes like genuine milk, not artificial stuff. So, what about your coffee in the morning? Still safe, even if things go wrong. 10. White rice. This one blew my mind. If you keep white rice properly, it can last for up to 30 years. 3 years. But here's something much more worrisome. Russia and Ukraine together send out around 30% of the world's grain. And that war, it's still going on, and it's already changing the costs of food around the world in ways that most people don't see coming. Sarah, my neighbor, informed me she buys a 20-pound bag of rice every week. I thought she was going too far at first. But then she explained that the enormous bag of rice sustains a family for weeks for less than $20. And rice can be used in so many ways. Add broth to make it taste good. Sweet with a hint of cinnamon, add beans to get a full protein. It's like a Swiss Army knife for food. Tip. Keep it in containers that don't let air in. Put in a bay leaf to keep bugs away. I learned this the hard way. You don't want to find bugs in your rice. 11. Oats. People don't give oats enough credit. They last for years after the expiration date, and because breakfast cereal prices are increasing up, a huge container of oats is like liquid gold. And they're not just for plain oatmeal. Put them in smoothies. Make your own granola bars in the oven. Make overnight oats, which are quite popular and very easy. You may even crush them up into oat flour to use in baking. I started cooking chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, and now my kids ask for oats all the time. Crazy. And here's the deal. Oats are packed of fiber, which keeps you full longer. A container of oats for $4 can sustain your family for a lot longer than a box of cereal for $6 that only lasts 2 mornings. 12. Pasta. Here's the deal. Increased tariffs on imports from Europe are really hurting, which means the spaghetti you adore from Italy it's going to cost a lot more soon. Pasta is a comforting food that keeps well and can turn simple ingredients into great dinners. But don't go crazy buying every shape. Be wise. Get what your family really eats. Do kids like mac and cheese and spaghetti? Then buy a lot of those shapes. I always have penne on hand because it holds sauces so well. What about shells? Good for salads with spaghetti. Maria, my Italian friend, says to check the cooking times on the boxes. Some kinds cook a lot faster, which is a big deal when you need to feed hungry youngsters quickly. Also, don't omit whole wheat pasta. It lasts just as long and has more nutrition. To be honest, most folks can't tell the difference once it's covered in sauce. 13. Flour. People often forget about flour until they need it. Let me talk about myself for a minute. My grandmother went through the Great Depression, and she often stated, "You'll never go hungry if you can bake bread." I finally realized what she meant when flour disappeared from store shelves in 2020. You can create the following with 1 bag of flour: bread, pancakes, biscuit, dough for pizza, and a lot more. You don't have to be a professional baker either. Just being able to cook simple pancakes from scratch instead of buying expensive mixes. That alone saves money and gives your family a nicer supper. Flour will survive for years if you keep it in closed containers. Keep both all-purpose flour for everyday use and whole wheat flour for an extra nutrition boost. 14. Quinoa. I understand that quinoa sounds like something from a fancy health food blog. Don't be fooled by the moniker. This stuff is the real deal. It has all 9 essential amino acids, exactly like meat does. Thus, it's a complete protein. And it doesn't have gluten in it, cooks up light and fluffy, and lasts for years if you store it properly. I used to think quinoa was dumb. But then my doctor told me I needed to get more protein without eating meat all the time. I now put it in salads, grain bowls, and soups. And listen to this. 1 cup of dry quinoa makes 3 cups of cooked quinoa. You might not think that bag stretches that far. My kids even nickname it tiny rice, now that it has more flavor and texture. 15. Bread. Bread may not survive long in the cupboard. But what about the freezer? It's a totally new thing. Here's the trick. When bread is on sale for $1 a loaf, buy a lot. Get 5 or 6, keep 1 out, and freeze the rest. The right technique to freeze it. If it isn't already sliced, cut it first. Wrap it up tightly in plastic. Put in freezer bags. This manner, you may take out only a few slices at a time, or let a full loaf defrost overnight. It tastes like it just came out. I learned the hard way. I forgot about the bread in the pantry and found 3 loaves that were rotten. Not again. When you buy in bulk, remember that whole grain breads freeze better and survive longer than soft white bread. 16. Crackers. Crackers may not seem like a huge deal, but when you're sick, hungry, or just need something quick, they are. I have a few different sorts on hand. Saltines are good for when you're not feeling well. Ritz for a snack. Whole grain crackers for when I want to look like I'm eating well. But here's the important change. When you come home, put everything from those enormous variety packs into airtight containers right away. Yes, it's a pain. But in 3 months, when you can pick out perfectly crisp crackers instead of a sad, stale mess, your prior self will thank you. They don't need to be cooked, may last a long time on the shelf, and can convert a can of soup into a whole dinner. That's a victory. 17. Cereal. Cereal doesn't stay forever, but it's still a good thing to have on hand. This is why it's ready to eat, which is great for days when the power is off or you don't have time to cook. And since food prices are going up, that $6 box may cost $8 by Christmas. Don't eat the sweet cereals. They go bad quickly. Pick ones that are filling like Cheerios, Chex, or granola. Cereal isn't simply for the morning. You can use crushed grains as breading for chicken, add granola to trail mix. And sometimes, cereal for dinner is just what you need to stay sane. 18. Vegetables in a can. The USDA says that new tariffs could make crops from Mexico, such tomatoes, peppers, and more, a lot more expensive. That's half of your produce aisle, people. What do you want to do? Vegetables in a can. But not the mushy garbage from the 1990s. Libby's and other brands put a lot of good stuff into one can, like peas, carrots, green beans, maize, and lima beans. They last for years, are far cheaper than fresh, and are ready in a matter of seconds. 19. Fruits in cans. Fresh berries cost more per pound than premium gas does. Prices are still going up because hurricanes and diseases are hurting fruit crops. What is the answer? Fruit in cans. Pick ones that come in fruit juice, not thick syrup. They are great for smoothies, making cookies, eating snacks, desserts for emergencies. They taste great, last a long time, and are affordable. 20. Tomato paste with sauce. Tariffs and supply problems are also hurting tomatoes, which are the main ingredient in about 70% of home-cooked meals. Tomatoes are needed for pasta, pizza, chili, and stews. That small can of tomato paste? It's like gold for flavor. Very strong, lasts a long time, and can be used in many ways. A tablespoon may convert simple items into a complete dinner. Item 21. Oils for cooking. You can't cook without oil, and prices have been going up since shipping and gasoline expenses have gone up. Get ready to buy. Vegetable oil is cheap and may be used for a lot of things. Olive oil, good for you and lasts a long time. Coconut oil is wonderful for baking and cooking at high temperatures. They last a long time and can be used in many meals. Get affordable pricing now. 22. Sugar and salt. You might be surprised to learn that salt and sugar never go bad. In a real way. They don't help bacteria grow, so if you store them well, they'll last longer than you. Salt isn't just for flavoring food. It's also important for storing food, fermenting it, and even melting ice in the winter. Prices for sugar are predicted to go up 3.4% this year, so buy some now for baking, canning, and sweetening things every day. 23. Herbs and spices. This is the one I warned you about. The hidden flavor that may save you a lot of money. When people have to cut back on spending, they stop going out to eat. But what happens if the meal you cook at home feels bland? You give in and order takeout. Don't let that happen. A few good spices can make rice and beans taste excellent, which your family will adore. Get a lot of the things you need, like powdered garlic, paprika, oregano, cumin, powdered chili, seasoning for Italian food. If you keep spices cool and dry, they will survive for years and make everything taste better. 24. Honey. Did you know that archaeologists have found honey that people may eat in Egyptian tombs? It never goes wrong. Honey is a natural sugar that also fights microorganisms. Add it to tea, bake with it, or use it to soothe a sore throat. And what about now? Sugar prices are not steady, while honey prices are. That alone makes it a good investment. 25. Tea and coffee. People say that coffee is a treat. They're wrong. Coffee and tea are good for your mood, but coffee prices are going to go up a lot in 2025. You don't want to be the one shaking because you don't have any coffee during a crisis. Get both. Ground coffee for everyday use. Coffee that you can make right away, no power needed. Tea bags help you relax, feel better, and stay hydrated. Extra. Tea lasts longer and can help with colds and the flu too. 26. Drinks for sports. I used to assume that only athletes drank sports drinks, but then my friend Jake went through a 4-day power outage during a heat wave. He was weak and dizzy by the second day because there was no air conditioning and only tap water. When you're sweating, anxious, or unwell, sports drinks give your body the electrolytes it needs. Don't skip these. Just get the ones with less sugar. They could really keep you going. 27. Coconut milk in a can. Coconut milk is a great find. It doesn't go bad on the shelf, tastes great, and can help you prepare rice or curries without wasting clean water. If you run out of dairy or can't eat lactose, this is a good milk substitute. I always have at least 10 cans on hand, and now I use it in soups, baking, and even smoothies. 28. Stocks and broths. Your grandma knew this. Broth makes meals last longer. You can cook rice, pasta, or prepare soups without using up drinking water by using chicken, beef, or veggie broth. A warm pot of broth can work miracles when you're sick, cold, or tired. Pay a little more for the wonderful thing that is created with real food. It's worth it. 29. Things you need to bake. There are 4 things that can keep your family fed even when stores run out of food. Flour sweetener powder for baking soda for baking. You may use these to make bread, pancakes, biscuits, cookies, and more. These products are inexpensive, last a long time, and could make the difference between living and thriving when times go rough. 30. Chocolate, and last but not least. Chocolate. Not simply candy bars, but also good dark chocolate. It includes a lot of antioxidants and can really lift your mood. When things are tough, a piece of chocolate can help you stay calm, grounded, and even happy. That's not just talk, it's science. My dad would say, people who are happy make better choices. He was correct, and chocolate helps with that. Bonus, tips for storing things so they don't go to waste. This is where most folks go wrong. They buy all this delicious food, but it goes bad because they don't store it right. Don't let that happen. The 3 most important rules for storing food are: no heat or humidity, just a cool, dry area. Containers that seal tightly keep bugs and damp out. Rotate your stock so that the first item in is the first one out. Add oxygen absorbers to make things last longer. Put the date of purchase on everything. Put things in clear containers so you can see what you have. It's not about panic. It's about feeling safe. Having a filled and tidy pantry is like having your own grocery store at home. It's always open and doesn't hike prices on you every week. Want more suggestions on how to prepare smart food alternatives and how to keep your family and your money safe? If you hit the subscribe button, I'll be there for you every step of the way. Be ready. Be wise. Don't worry. 1. Airtight containers keep pests out of the pantry. I discovered this terrible fact the nasty way. I once found bugs in a big bag of rice that I'd thrown out in my pantry. Not again. Now, as soon as I get home, everything, yes, everything, goes into sealed containers. Those huge plastic boxes from the dollar store or food-grade buckets that don't let air in? Perfect. Not expensive. Works. That's it. Rule number 2. Change the order of your stock. Start with what's in your pantry. This one tip has saved me at least $50 a month. Before I go shopping, I plan my meals for the week based on what I already have. I call it, first, shop from your pantry. It keeps your food fresh, cuts down on waste, and saves you a lot of money. Start small. You don't have to go all in right away. Hey, if you don't have a lot of money, that's okay. You don't need a lot of money or a cellar full of food to get started. I just had $10 more a week to start with. That's all. Week 1, 1 more sack of rice. The second week, a second can of beans. Pay attention to deals, store brands, and use coupons when you can. I built up a good stockpile in just 3 months, and I didn't spend a lot of money. This isn't keeping things. It's a good idea to plan ahead. Let's be clear. Stockpiling is not the same as hoarding. We're not talking about emptying shelves or buying things in a hurry. This isn't about not having enough. It's about safety. With a plan, you're buying what your family really eats, bit by bit. This is what I tell folks who are feeling overwhelmed. Begin with 5 things from this list. Get 1 more every time you go shopping. Check the expiration dates and don't buy anything that will go bad soon. Take your time building. Not stressed, smart. The real reward is peace of mind. I wish someone had told me this 5 years ago. I used to panic every time prices went up or there was a shortage. Now, I get more sleep. I know my family's safe. That's not simply getting ready. That's peace of mind. If this helped you, here's what to do next. If this video made you feel more confident, more ready, or maybe just saved you some money, please do me a favor. Press the button to subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Leave a comment below and tell us what you're stocking up on this week. Next week, I'll teach you how to turn your stash into 15 real meals that taste fantastic. No more dull beans and rice. And what happens next? I made the 3 biggest mistakes in stockpiling that cost me hundreds of dollars. You don't have to make them. You don't want to miss that. Stay smart and ready till then. I'll see you in the next video.